Verdi.
Most kids have a variety of facial expressions that let you know exactly how they're feeling. Luca has one. He has a constant smirk in his face that lets you know there's more going on with him than he's willing to let you in on. This smirk is the same look that might mean I just stole a cookie from the cookie jar and got away with it. It's the same look that might say I have a freezer full of heads in my basement and you'll never find them. And it's the same look that might say, yeah, I sit in the back of the class, barely look like I'm paying attention, but I got everything you've just said, I've already processed it, and I understand it quite well, thank you. This is Luca's only look. I first saw this look up close when my boys' varsity soccer team scrimmaged with some of the 8th graders on the middle school team. Luca's play that day made him stand out. So I asked Mr. Weymouth, who's that pudgy kid in the middle? That's right. Luca had some baby fat in 8th grade. George let me know that Luca was going to be a great varsity player for me. This made me giggle. Because clearly this kid was never going to be fast enough to be anything more than a role player at high school. I went to Luca after the scrimmage and said, you did great. And I encouraged him to work on his speed before high school so that he could have a chance to one day play varsity. I am really inspirational. I figured that maybe by his junior or senior year, I could pull him up and let him play with the big boys a little. Luca just looked at me with his trademark smirk. By August of his freshman year, Luca's hard work helped him shed that baby fat and made him one of the fastest guys in the team. He immediately became a starter, and our offense went up the right side, Luca's side, for the next 2 years. The older kids sometimes picked on the young Luca, sometimes they just told him how awesome he was. Either way, Luca just smirked. He knew he had it in him all along. Each year, Luca was asked to do more and more to help the team succeed. When asked to play the center, where the great playmakers of soccer perform, Luca smirked and quickly became one of the best center mids in the league, leading the team in scoring and helping to take us to the championship game in his junior year. When asked to become a leader after the team graduated the senior captains, Luca smirked and stepped up again, learning quickly that his teammates responded when he gave them positive reinforcement much better than he did when he pointed out their foibles. When we beat Gerstel Academy in one of the great games in my career, I vividly remember seeing the team huddled together, laughing and celebrating, with Luca in the center, his smirk firmly planted on his face. There's so much more to Luca than his great soccer ability and his mischievous grin. Luca is a great student, especially in math and science. At the beginning of each year, Luca finds his way to the back of the classroom, where he sits quietly, smirk on face. This gives his teachers the impression that here's a student that's not going to be particularly active, nor particularly interested in the material. Inevitably, in the first week of class, the teacher asks a question that seemingly baffles the entire class, until a voice in the back of the room spits out a response, and the right one. This continues for a few weeks until finally the class and teacher realize that as soon as a difficult question is asked, they can count on Luca to offer up the correct answer, with the smirk never leaving his face. As in soccer, when the challenges of the classroom became more difficult, Luca raised his game, demonstrating time and time again that he has abilities well beyond what that smirk would have you believe. Luca will take his numerous talents next year and his smirk to RIT, where he will study engineering and play soccer for the Tigers. The challenges at Rochester, both academically and athletically, will be far greater than anything Luca has faced before. However, as he's proved time and time again, Luca relishes the opportunity to rise to a challenge. He will certainly do this again at RIT, and you can be certain he'll do it with a smirk never leaving his face. Congratulations.